Hello and welcome to another episode of Kwesi's Corner with me, Kwesi, and this is Mark. His name is Mark.
Well remembered.
And today we're going to talk a bit about percussion, little add-ons and little bits and pieces.
Stuff you could use to embellish the sound of your kit and
Exactly.
playing on gigs and stuff and spice it up a little bit.
There you go.
So we're going to go through some shakers at the beginning and show you what a lot of drummers tend to use in the studio or when they're actually playing themselves. So take it away, Kwesi. What would you normally use a shaker for on a gig, for example?
Okay, in any type of gig, I like little ones, I like big ones. Sounds so wrong. But we're going to start with the Rohema Mini shakers here, and the great little items.
Little German-made shaker, 2 different pitches, quite sweet. Yeah,
Yep.
so quite sweet, not very inexpensive. You can play kit while shaking that at the same time. Sometimes people do things like that.
Keep a nice little hi-hat pulse while you're playing it. It's all good.
And then you kind of traditionally, everyone had a few years ago. Everyone had the egg shaker. It was very inexpensive, like $1.99, and they were quite effective as well. So that sounds. Every man and his dog had one, and they were cheap. So every from guitarists to mandolin players to everyone. So that's what. And then from that, you get sort of spin-off things like. This is a glow-in-the-dark shaker, so actually at night or on a gig, this actually glows, which is quite fun. It's got a little, obviously, quite a nice face to him, and all the kids absolutely love these shakers. They're fantastic.
Comes in a couple of different colours as well. So if you like skulls and stuff, I guess this is for you.
Yeah, so fun element. Also, going on the fun element as well, they're also Remo and Toka produced these little fruit shakers.
Here's the Remo runs. All kind of different fruits. You got apples, pears, avocados, bananas, all types of.
Hang on a minute, you've got my apple because you are the apple of my life. So I need to be holding this one. Remember?
Okay, so yeah, what he said, and they just come in different tones. Basically, the contours would determine the type of tone you get when you shake each shaker. So you take it away first.
Quite a nice high pitch.
Quite a light pitch.
And even lighter.
So
yep.
Yeah, depending on what fruit you want and how it sounds, you can pick out each one.
For fun, you always get a giggle out of these, but they actually, when you pick them up, and they sound actually good as well as
sound really good in the studio.
So what else have we got here, guys? We've got like a large.
We got a
tubular sort of shaker. That's again the American one. Sorry,
okay,
American
so
one I'm talking about. That's the German
Rohema.
one. Yeah, Rohema, fantastic company.
So it's I think it's even copper or brass shell, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Sounds great.
Sort of more
they
traditional.
They come in large and small. Good traditional sound.
Very strong, quite powerful.
Got good attack from that being
very good
metal. So it's pretty cool.
Good live shaker, I'd say, because it's so loud.
I would say that'll come through nicely in any mix.
And then we've got sort of a classic from Rhythm Tech. This is a company that's been around for many years. Good studio shaker here. It's still in this packet, but you'll still be able to hear roughly how it will sound. So lots of beads in that, lots of volume, and that's actually a studio one. So they do a live version of that that's actually a little bit loud as well. So all very good shakers that we do.
Alright, next we're going to go to blocks and cowbells.
Yeah,
so
cool.
First of all, we're going to go to this, which is the
Mambo
Cowbell. It's quite a large one.
Why did you choose this particular one? Was it because you like the pitch of it?
It's got a nice kind of deep tone to it, and I thought it would be accessible. So I did that chewing gum advert beat on it. You guys will know what it is. I'm not going to say the brand. It's just a chewing gum advert. That's what I grew up with. This kind of cowbell was what was in it, and that's what it reminded me of. That's why I picked it up.
Okay, yeah.
Special.
Not too high a pitch, not too lower. It's got, it's quite a good. This is an LP one. They've now redesigned this to have a spring in it, so it doesn't rattle around so much. It's just one that actually I'll play it for you. This is just one that just sounds. It's a good sort of medium cowbell and a great brand, and that just works really well when you're playing like a Motown groove or even a Latin groove. If you play it not too hard and a little bit more gentle, you can get a great, as you saw earlier on the video.
Yep, ladies and gents, Mambo Cowbell. So next thing we're going to go on to is the blocks. First, we're going to start with this jam block. This is the LP red jam block. They come in a couple of different colours, but as you can see, my ears, they sound pretty cutting without being too annoying. You know, they're not as sharp as a cowbell, but they still got a nice woody kind of blocky sound without getting wooden one, so they will last quite long.
Sort of clave kind of thing going on, because they're a little bit shorter in pitch. They're not too resonant, so meant to sort of replicate that clave groove you hear all over Latin music. And you can always use it to, as you saw Kwesi playing quite a fun groove, to sort of embellish a groove quite nicely, and it's quite high pitched, so they're really quite fun things as well, indestructible as well, so sound very authentic.
If you break this, there's something wrong with you.
Fantastic brand as well, LP, they all make really good stuff. So, and then we got the larger of the two, of what's called a blast block. These have been around a few years now, but actually sound fantastic. The trick with these is to actually hit them on the top of it, not on the side. So if you hit the top, you'll see that it's like a cowbell. Sounds exactly like a cowbell, but it's plastic. So they've done an amazing little invention here. But it's been out a while, but a lot of people forget about them because they do actually sound fantastic. Good colours as well. As you can see, it's just like a wood. You're hitting plastic, but it sounds like wood. And you saw earlier that Kwesi did some great little grooves with that to embellish the sound. And yeah, great thing for your kit to either record or do live.
Yeah. And again, you can take them around, travel with them, knowing that, as Mark said earlier, they won't break down on you. Okay, next thing we're going to go to.
You like this one, don't you, Kwesi?
Yeah, this is a pretty cool little instrument.
It's just out. This is just out. It's brought out by LP again. It's called the Click hi-hat tambourine, and Kwesi will explain exactly how it works. It's quite fun.
Okay, so basically, you put this on top of your hi-hat. You press this little button here. And right now it's in loose mode, so all of the jingles actually move as you pulse the hi-hat up and down. You press it again, it's static, nothing moves, and you've got this kind of nice controlled jingle, so if you wanted to, or nothing at all. Because
traditionally what you'd have to do, wouldn't it, you'd have to remove that from the hi-hat. If you're playing a gig, playing a particular song, and you wanted hi-hat on it, fantastic, but what happens to the other songs that you don't want it on? So traditionally you'd have something like this, which is still very good, sound very good, quick look on the top, so still a smart little bit of kit from Rhythm Tech, but they've gone one better, and they've made it so for the songs that you don't want to play tambourine on, you just literally click it and you're sorted. Yeah, it's lovely cool little invention, that.
And just to mention, Mark and Danny came across this at the Music Mess. They were in Germany earlier this month, and came across this and brought it here promptly.
And we've got some other little goodies on part 2 of this. We've got some other good little goodies that LP have just come out with as well. Okay.
And last but not least, there is actually one more thing. I can do this because I'm the African dude. So this is called a Powerful Drums Rat Attack, and it's basically a natural type of shaker's little gourd here,
isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
And then some and some little bits here, and you got a really cool.
Is that what they call it? Technically, nice little bits.
Nice little
technical
bits.
work for it.
What, African work?
Yeah, these nice little bits. What are they? What are these made of? They're gourd based, aren't they? They look like it, don't they? They're little bits of wooden gourd, or sort of plant, isn't it? A gourd. It sounds fantastic. They're a really good talking point, and they do actually sound quite fun, as Kwesi's now demonstrating.
So that's what we have for today, and we hope you find this informative. Everything is available on our site, and please remember to subscribe on our site, on our YouTube page, should I say, and the details are down below. Thanks.
Thanks very much. See you next time.